I'm excited about this next one because Evan, I did uh I watched it as well with you. Well,
Wait, I was
hypothetically or
mixed? When was I
not.
there?
Like in spirit, I pretended like I made like a pillow doll of you, and
Did
we
we
watched it
cuddle?
together. Of course.
Sweet.
So, what did you watch?
Uh, please, no interruptions, because I have this
I
all written down for you guys, so I
I
remember my points.
I don't know
Ooh.
if I can do this.
Then I'm gonna mute you real quick.
Last time I didn't know if I was muted or not.
I'm telling you now.
I watched it
Um,
too, Evan.
you let me talk first.
I'm coming in.
Here I
Yep,
come.
that's a mute. Anyway, so I watched Army of the Dead, and this is another 2.5 hour Zack Snyder picture starring Dave Bautista. Now, I mean, this is all
Tig
about
Notaro.
heroes.
Sorry.
Shut up. Fucking really? I didn't even get 2 sentences in.
You forgot one of the main stars.
Okay. Goodbye, Peter. So anyway, Dave Bautista is in this,
Uh-huh.
and it's about heroes from the old Outbreak are called up once again to do a heist in zombie-ridden Las Vegas. And they have to put together a ragtag team of really weird characters. And it turns out that there's not just zombies anymore. They got weird things called alphas. So, smart zombies.
Mm.
And they kind of rule this wasteland oasis. I don't know if those can go together. But I mean, this has
Can I answer?
no. Back to
That was a
mute.
question.
No, back to mute. Okay, so this has beautiful cinematography and like amazing special effects. It is crazy gory. But now it's time for your favorite section. It was fun, but.
Fun butts.
And I gotta say, like full disclosure, I do not like smart zombie movies.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, I mean, the acting was good, but the characters like really didn't seem fulfilled at all, and like you didn't know where they were coming from, and like because you would just see like bits and pieces, like, oh hey, this character is actually really caring, and then it's like, and they're a complete asshole now. You're like, why did that change? And just like the pacing was odd. Zack Snyder did his trope of, hey, I'm going to make a music video during the middle of this movie. And I'm going to play the full song. I did not realize Viva Las Vegas was so long.
Yeah.
Yeah. But then, like, some of the scenes almost felt like misplaced and everything. So it was really kind of weird. But I got to say, my biggest problem with the film, it wasn't even the writing, but it just characters being stupid. I hate that fucking trope in zombie movies. Like, these people were just complete idiots. It's like, why would you do that after you saw that? And it's
Do
just
you have
like,
a
hey, it was terrible. Oh my god.
do you have an example though?
Um, let's see. Well, the government is going to be nuking Las Vegas to get rid of it.
About time.
And they bump up they bump up the time clock to like, oh no, it's 2 hours left. And we're going to drop it really early so they knock 24 hours completely off the clock. And then the daughter is like, oh, I'm going to go look for somebody really quick, even though I just watched this on the news. It's like, wait, what? Why are you doing this? And this movie really had like two beginnings.
I hate movies with two beginnings. A Quiet Place 2.
I mean, this was all like, hey, we're going to actually like start off with just some plot, show you how the outbreak started, and then we're going to do a quick homage to Zombieland beginning and have Zack Snyder's music video in there.
Just like
And
Justice League.
it was just too much. And I was like, I want to see this like just cut down a little bit. But anyway, Peter.
I can talk now?
No, Ryan has his hand up. Ryan.
Yeah. Yes, the hand works. Okay. Here, let me I'll lower my hand. So I don't like the smart zombie movies either, Evan. I think they're dumb, and I think Zack Snyder is trying to push the smart zombie agenda on us, and I want my zombies dumb and stupid, and I don't want them to hold guns, and I don't want them to be smart. And I don't want this alpha bullshit, and I don't want anything else. I just want my zombies just to have no brain and want to eat my brains. That's what I want.
Mm-hmm. I agree. That's scarier to me than a zombie that can think.
100%. Because then you could just outthink a zombie. But if you have a bunch of zombies that cannot think for themselves, they're just pure raw creatures gunning for your brain.
But they can't use guns.
Then machine dicking for your brain.
Perfect. Peter, your hand
Yes. Let me lower my hand now. 'cause I'm
Oh, thank
called
you.
upon.
is up. Very polite. No, Ryan, hand down.
I I understand what you're saying for smart zombies. I get it. But this is how I handled this film was that I never thought they were zombies, in my personal opinion. How that movie starts, I thought was fantastic on how it set up everything for me and how like, all right, this is some type of experiment. I don't call this a zombie. You know, this is an experiment that's gone wrong, and one of the side effects is that the dead come back to life, basically, or something like that. Or like I don't even know if you call them that. Like they're almost like controlled by this guy somewhat, by this main alpha. And some of these people would go, there's a queen and she gets more smarter, but they have a communication between all of them. Like that's something else that you don't usually see in zombie films either. Like that's why I didn't take it as zombies, and I was okay with that fact. I'm like, okay, I'm not calling this a zombie film. This is a creature film to me, and it's like a monster coming after you. I will say there's probably a lot of stuff that could have been edited down. I was fine with the whole like intro, I thought it was kind of interesting, and it also was a really long montage to show all these events that happen to get you to the point to like, all right, now we're caught up to these characters and what they're doing now in their new lives and the new world, basically, that like they totally cut off Las Vegas. It's just overrun, and I like that idea and how they just kind of went through it. Didn't take too much time to like, this is what happened. People went in there, try to get people out as much as they could, and they closed it off for good. And now it's just a wasteland. And now and then there's like people that go in there to try to do things, and that's the whole heist of this, is that there's money still in those vaults. Let's go get in those vaults, get that money before they destroy all this. So as a heist film, terrible. This is the stupidest heist film, and it didn't even feel as a heisty at all. Like they tried to go through those little gimmicks, like with like, here's our plan, this is what we're gonna do, and then you had like the little quirky guy, like
Dieter?
foreign guy, whatever that guy was, at the locksmith
the
guy.
German.
Like, Yeah, he has to like chime in with little things like what about this? You know, he's the comedic factor of it. Um and and just kind of interrupt and like change it and like I actually liked his stuff and I thought some
Mm-hmm.
of the character development was actually kind of cool. Between him and the guy with the saw, I forget his name. I like their interactions together. Tig Notaro,
Horrible.
I
Boo!
well, but here's the thing though. I'm
Boo!
curious, like if she replaced Crystalia and that's all he did, he would have sucked in it too. Like
Mm-hmm.
it just wasn't a good part. It was a terrible. It was just there so that you could just have the helicopter pilot, and but everything else they did is so dumb. It was, and that was like one of the worst like character developments. And I don't know if that's because of they replaced them or not, but it was not good. No character development, and like they're trying to like, add it at the end of the film. Where like this guy, you can't trust him, and like, oh, I guess you can trust him. Like there was like I
Mm-hmm.
didn't understand that. I was like, you didn't portray that at all. You just said that he was a little nutty, or she was a little nutty. Like that's all they talked about for that character. Like so, it was just such an odd thing, and some of that character developments was totally lacking, like you said.
Yeah.
But
Sadly, with Zack Snyder, I mean, I feel like just all of his films are kind of like have drama dealt around them, and then he's affected by it. He has to adjust, and then he gets a bad rap for it.
he what? Oh, you mean like switching out people? That's what you're talking
But
about?
yeah, switching out
And
people, and then the tragedy for Justice League.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
like, oh,
I
geez.
agree, and I
He
think
he didn't have to switch out Crystalia. He didn't, and I haven't seen this movie yet, but honestly, because of the scenario and why he switched him out and who he switched him out with, I don't even give a fuck about what her career is. Like I have such a like a disdain like taste in my mouth about what it is, and honestly, like I've read about this movie plenty of times, and everything that has been said was for Chris, not for her, and the way that they like sketched it together, it doesn't feel natural, and she didn't do it the way that it was supposed to, and she feels like her character on Star Trek Discovery, which I think is shitty.
what?
Did I cut
That's
out?
how. Well, you were kind of choppy throughout all that, but I mean, what do you mean she felt like a character from Star Trek Discovery? I don't understand that.
Apparently, she's in Star Trek Discovery, and she was
Oh,
just
I
playing
didn't
her
know that.
character. Yeah, me neither. But anybody who knows what she's done in the past, like that's her humor, and people
Well,
keep on making an excuse for her type of humor in her community. It's too totally so. Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I felt like when I watched it, I really felt like it was similar to what like Chris D'Elia was supposed to be doing, like kind of like a wild card, kind of like you don't know what you're gonna get from this guy. Like, so I don't know. I just felt like it was. I mean, I wish they came up with something different, or they just left Chris D'Elia in there. I don't know if it would have been better, like I said, but it was odd. All this that whole character was just odd, and I don't know if
Mm-hmm.
that's just from poor writing or because of the change. I just don't know because there's other odd parts too, like Ryan said or Evan said. Sorry,
It's
the
okay. The other
character
Ryan.
development just yeah, the other Ryan the character development's just not there. Like it's just poor writing or it got cut. I don't know.
Yeah.
Um so so that's why I can't put it all on the whole character change and I think he dealt with it the best he could and
Mm-hmm.
Netflix is a whore you know, like it was a tough situation. You don't know what to do and everyone has a you know um what's the thing that you know they're trying to
Opinion.
keep every no they want to keep everyone happy you know and they got a franchise or a business to uphold and you got to make those decisions at the time so
See now, one
but I
thing.
thought
Oh, go ahead.
uh,
Sorry.
I was just gonna say overall though I enjoyed it because of the thing that I did not look at it as a zombie movie. So that was my one thing.
Now, see, when you brought up the fact that you liked the relationship between the Saw guy and the safecracker,
Yeah.
I hated it at the beginning. Because I'm like, okay, this guy is here helping elderly people at first, and then he just turns into an asshole. I was like, why is this happening? That was actually the character that I'm talking about. And it's all like, oh, well, why is he an asshole now?
Yeah. But then
But then
he turns.
suddenly he starts like getting his wing over him and protecting him. And I'm like, wait, what sparked this? Why was he so closed off? And it just wasn't explained to me at all that well.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of stuff they don't explain it at all. But I mean, it's Zack Snyder. There's some great action sequences. It's, I think this movie could, had a couple redrafts and it would have been better. But all in all, I thought it was decent. It's one of the better Netflix films on there, and I think if they put it into movie theaters, it probably would have done fairly well, in my opinion.
See, this was harder for me to watch. Like, it wasn't my favorite, and I love Zack Snyder doing Dawn of the Dead.
Yeah.
But for me, like, that was a zombie movie. This one wasn't, but I was sold that it was.
Yeah. See, that's the part. You're stuck on that where I was like, nope, right from the get-go, this is not a zombie movie.
Yeah. But it was just kind of like, and the length of it did throw me. I was like, it took me 2 sittings to watch this. And I was just like, because I didn't really get too invested.
Yeah, I mean, anyone that died, I really did not care about. Like yes, that there's no emotions to any of these characters. Absolutely, like they tried really hard between like Dave Bautista and his like daughter that's in it. Like, they tried that kind of got there, but at the same time, we're like, nah, it wasn't quite there. But that was probably the most well-rounded.
Yeah.
Trying to do character development between those two. It just, I don't know. You call it a heist film, and it's not a heist film. Like it really did not feel like a heist film to me. So,
well, and then I got worried how they're like the part where you see basically like bodies near the vault because apparently this heist was tried before by the same guy. And then they go into this weird philosophical thing like, oh yeah, that's actually us right now. And you did fun little flashbacks, but I was like, are you seriously trying to go like Spider-Verse on me right now? Like, is this what the Army of the Dead universe is going to be? Oh, we have the same actors, but guess what? Now Tig Notaro is the safecracker. And it's all like, wait, what's happening right now?
That was weird. And I've seen lots of articles trying to explain that. And then I like how they just kind of summed it up with like, just something to think about. I like that part, but with all the flashbacks, I just wish there was just the, shortened up dialogue and not the flashbacks and then him just being like, like it was a philosophical question, which I thought was interesting, again, they should have made that fit his character, like have him do other things like that.
Oh yeah, the only thing you had was from his little intro. He holds up a degree, and it's all like Master of Philosophy.
I forgot. I knew. Yes, everyone had their little things, and like that's. Again, if you're gonna have that, sure, you're calling back to it, but you gotta call back to it more than just that one time. Like he should have had more like little things, and that should have been the deepest one there. But, yeah.
Also, the other part I kind of had issues with was they almost tried like an Edgar Wright-ism, I want to say, just because it's his style, But when they're like, this is what you're going to do. You're going to go to the bank, turn on the power, find the generator. But you need the generator because you turn on the power first. And then...
But I felt that was just kind of that was the heist part of it, you know, like that's pretty a common thing in heist movies.
Just when they're explaining it, that was too long for me. Like Edgar Wright does it very quick, short shots, and then they're all like, "Yeah, we're doing slow motion." They're panning around in a circle of everybody killing zombies.
Yeah,
and then that one guy stops it for a quick comedy bit.
Yeah, that's Zack Snyder. He has to slow everything down. Zack Snyder, him and Michael Bay. They make fast movies, but they gotta slow down these parts. I'm like, was that necessary?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, this isn't the best film, but it is a fun watch.
Yeah.
So, and that's about all I gotta say about that. Anything you'd like to add, Peter? Right?
My recommendation part of it is just, don't look at it as a zombie movie. I think that greatly helps. Because I would be pissed off with, like you, Evan, but like right from the get-go, I'm like, nope, not a zombie film. So.
Yeah. I'm pissed off. He got what he wanted from Justice League. He got it. He got his redemption, and then he turns around and does a backhanded thing with his actors based off unwarranted claims. And I think she sucks anyway. So, you know what she reminds? What's her name? Tig Notaro or something? Notaro. You know who she reminds me of? She reminds me of a second grade teacher, but she wasn't your second grade teacher. She was the other one that your friend was in that class, and your friend used to bitch and complain about the entire time because she was just like slow and boring and
lame. That's how you sound.
That's what she reminds me.
And you sound like that other kid right now. So
yeah.
That's a really interesting metaphor you just brought up.
What happened in second grade, Ryan?
Yeah, I know.
Welcome to B&B Movies Beyond Therapy Time.
We're going way beyond.